All right, I'm restarting it, guys. For everybody who's coming back, man, appreciate you. We just had some technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell going on. It's probably because I put this new CPU in my computer, but we gonna figure it out. Let's try it one more time. Let's try to record. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. So I think I figured out the problem. I had both stream and my recordings being used by my graphics card instead of like my old ways, or where I use one or the other. I will normally either use my graphics card for the stream and my actual CPU for the recording, or vice versa. So I think we figured it out, guys. I'm sorry for the delays. First video, we got D all the way G. D all the way G. So let's cut the music. Let's get it started. No more interruptions. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, this guy to me is fucking hilarious. What's up, Miss? You said it's muted? Hold on. Say less. Let me go ahead and fix that too. My God, we are just starting off wrong. We are starting off wrong. Extremely quiet. I got y'all. I got y'all. Say less. Knowing OBS Studios, that's why. That makes sense now. That makes perfect sense now. Yeah, no speaker was being used. That's why. I got y'all though. We in there now. We in there. We in there. Let's try that again. We're gonna just restart it though. We're gonna restart it. Wow, there's still no audio. What the fuck is going on with my shit? But yeah, it's the audio settings. It's the audio settings that's screwing up. Let me see. Fix this real quick. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, guys. I'm trash. I'll admit it. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I got you, babe. I understand. But I realized that one, I'm a trash streamer. That is facts right now because I haven't mastered the new technology that I got. But I did fix it. Y'all should be able to hear it now. And let's go ahead and react to this video, man. Let's go ahead and respond to this because this is actually hilarious.
What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another Tekken 8 video. Here we are going to talk about something that I've kind of already talked about a little bit in previous videos, but not to the fullest extent that I'm going to talk about now. And what I'm going to talk about once again, but I'm going to talk about more in depth, is about the complaining that's going on when it comes to Tekken 8. Because right now it kind of seems like that this particular topic is kind of overtaking a lot of things. That's what's going on when it comes to Tekken 8, the so-called complaining. Then on top of that, of course, you got the downplaying and the character obsession. But when it comes to that shit, the downplaying and the character obsession, we're not going to talk about that shit in this video. We're going to take a different route with that. The whole character obsession and downplaying, fuck that shit. We're not going to talk about that because I'm really sick of talking about that type of shit, and I'm sick of the people that are doing that shit. Those type of people that continue to do that type of particular shit really need to go get their fucking lives checked. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm getting sick and tired of the downplaying, the character obsession. It's getting on my goddamn nerves. But when it comes to the complaining, like I said in previous videos, I've basically explained why certain people complain. But like I said, not in the biggest detail. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like a lot of people look at it like when people complain about Tekken 8 and complain what's going on.
Just for a quick second. For anybody who watches my video, you can give me a comment. I'm open to criticism. If I've ever made a video where I don't get straight to the fucking point, please comment, because that shit is fucking annoying. Bro, say what you gotta say, man. What the fuck?
Going on. The first thought that comes to someone's head when they see someone so-called complaining is that they don't like the game or they want the game to fail.
I don't like the game and I want the game to fail. So they're kind of right on that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the game does suck and it deserves to fail.
Or some shit like that. And there was a little bit of an argument that happened between two content creators. I'm not gonna say their names about this.
You should say their names. You should say their names.
This particular subject about when it comes to complaining and stuff like that. You know, in this particular video, I'm not gonna put no names in it. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But, you know, one content creator, you know, spoke their opinion about the game, whether people liked it, didn't like it, agreed with it, or disagreed with it. It was that person's opinion. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And, you know, and people came on and was like complaining this, complaining that. Okay, here's the thing, because I've had this done to me myself. I've had people come into my comment section. I've tweeted some things on Twitter and people would say the same thing. People would say, like, why are you complaining this and that, this and that? You continue to play the game. Why are you complaining? And, you know, in previous videos, I responded a little bit aggressive.
As annoying as that statement is, it's 100% right. But I'ma do you one better. I'm not gonna play Tekken 8 and I'm still gonna complain about it because the game is ass.
But in this video here, I'm gonna respond calm and I'm gonna try to respond in the most understanding way possible, because I feel like that's what people are really looking for, and that's what people really want to know, why a lot of the Tekken people or Tekken content.
But my thing is, let's say he is talking about fighting GM. Why can't you just say it with your chest? I'm talking about the opinions of fighting GM. I disagree with the opinions of fighting GM or so forth or whatever have you, and just say it. It's not like you trying to come in a disrespectful tone. Just say how you actually feel and just say the person's name. It's not that big a deal. What, they gonna say you clout chasing off a name dropping on Tekken 8? I mean, nobody plays this shit in the first place. Just say his name.
Creators or players complain because it's not what people think. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It's not because we don't like the game.
I need to feel what I'm saying.
That's far from the truth. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Feel what I'm saying.
We gotta keep it all the way real. A lot of us have been playing Tekken as well as other fighting games since the debut. You know what I'm saying? Some people have been playing it probably. Some people started at Tekken 3 or whatever. A lot of us have been playing Tekken for a long time. This fighting game has been held at the fucking universal standard. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
What's the universal standard?
People hold Tekken to this high standard of the gods. You feel what I'm saying? So
who in they right mind is holding Tekken 8? Hold on, let me cut myself down a little bit. I know I'm kind of flipping. But who is holding Tekken 8 to the standard of the gods? Who is holding Tekken 8 to a high standard? If the high standard for Tekken 8 is for it to be a capable fighting game that actually works and plays well with good mechanics, I mean, I think that's pretty normal. Since when what is the standards are in hell? Like, well, what is this? Like, you don't want the game to be actually good? That's what most people are complaining about. Most people are complaining that the game actually sucks, not that the game is held into the stratosphere of expectations. No, it's just that the game is ass. They just want the game to be relatively decent, but it's not even relatively decent. It's just bad. Like most games, like let's take Tag 2, right? It had overpowered damage. Certain characters were overpowered. The movement was fucking crazy. It was very punishing for beginners, but guess what? People still like that game. You want to know why? The gameplay was still pretty good, even though it had its issues. It was a relatively good game. Despite what the main man Cucking in them says, it was a relatively good game. It was decent. Tekken 8 is not even decent. The game actually sucks. It feels like you're playing Power Stone. If you don't know what Power Stone is, a really old Capcom fighting game that just try it out. Buy Capcom Collections 2 and try it out.
So that right there should ought to tell people when a fighting game like Tekken is held at such a high standard and it does not meet the quality of standards like it's done in the past with games such as Tekken 7, with games such as Tekken 5.
Tekken 7 did not meet the standards of expectations of most Tekken players. It met the standards of casuals. Most Tekken 7 players that were relatively decent hated that game, myself included. That game was terrible. And I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. If you didn't like Tekken 7, and you saw the sales and how it was going to go, what made you think they was going to change anything for Tekken 8? If anything, they're going to ramp up the ambiguity. They're going to ramp up the RNG. They're going to ramp up the power crushes, the rage arts, the heat system. They're going to ramp this stuff up. Why would they give you any incentive to make a game where you actually have to think and play when it shows that when we make a game that's dumbed down from its predecessors, that y'all will play that more? What incentive do they have to make a good game at that point? They don't. So they won't. And y'all bought it. So again, you're giving them more reason to make a bad game. It's not that the game is held into the stratosphere of the gods. It's that the bar's in fucking hell. That's what it is. The game is just fucking ass. And people are actually, like, even casuals are realizing that the game sucks. They just want a decent game. They don't want to get on and feel like they got hold because they got beat by a person mashing buttons when they actually are the better player. And for people who think that doesn't happen, that actually does. I've seen plenty of games where I played before I stopped playing where a person was clearly better than me. Even at playing at God ranks, this person is better than me. He has better spacing. He has better neutral. He has better blocking, better matchup knowledge. But because I hit random button and hit heat, and I just did a random hop kick out of hell, he fucking loses. And I do 1,000 damage. And I fucking suck at combos, by the way. And I do 1,000 damage, and he loses. That's Tekken 8.
Or Tekken 3, you're going to get some complaining. You're going to get people that want answers on why things have turned out the way that they have turned out. It's not because that they don't like the game. You know,
I think it's because they don't like the game. I honestly think it's because they don't like the game. Hold on, let me go back. I didn't hear that correctly. Second time is always better than the first time.
You're going to get people that want answers on why things have turned out the way that they have turned out.
They have given you answers already, sir. They have told you why the game plays what it does. They told you day one of Tekken 8 before the game even came out that it's going to be extremely aggressive, extremely fast-paced. We're catering to casual viewers. We want to pull in more revenue. We understand that people don't have all the time in the world to learn all this frame data and all which way to sidestep and all the matchup knowledge. So they dumped down the game on purpose. It's going to be more offensive-based, less defensive-based. They even said in the interviews that when you look at the matches, it's too defensive, too much backdash, and too many timeouts. They said this before the game came out. The problem with you people is they gave you an answer, followed up with those answers with the product they told you they was going to give you, and you don't want to accept what they gave you. No, they gave you the answer. You just don't want to accept it. And it's just that fucking simple. And I'm not talking just to him. I'm talking to all you people that glaze this game, but be low-key stressed out, about to have an aneurysm because you mad because you lost a couple of ranks. This is the game that you asked for. And this is the game that you paid $70 to $110 for. You can't get mad at that point. You knew what you was getting yourself into. They told you what it was going to be.
It's not because that they don't like the game. You know, people just want answers. People want answers because they want to understand. People want to understand so they can either adapt or they can learn the new so-called process or the new so-called philosophy.
How do you keep adapting to more RNG? Look at the characters. Look at the system. It's RNG based. How do you It's too many variables. I said this day one with Tekken 8. I'm like, there's no way you can play proper defense on this game with all the variables you have to look out for, no matter how much matchup knowledge you have, no matter how crispy your movement and spacing is. It's just the fact that this is the way the game is played. You're fighting in a telephone booth. There is no space. You just keep fucking swinging. That's it. It's too RNG. There's too many random variables to account for to make an actual solid game plan. That just is what it is. They told you it was going to be like this. There is the answer. You can't really adapt to that. Now, on the highest level, they play the game 10,000 hours a fucking day. So, of course, they're going to be good. But for the regular common folks with 9-to-5 jobs and families and actual friends and that actually get laid, they don't have enough time for that. So, of course, it's going to be RNG based. You think they finna study 40 characters in every single move, how it interacts with every other move? No, they're not finna do that. They're normal. But for the people that is this is their livelihood, of course they're going to know this. That's their job.
Philosophy when it comes to Tekken. Now, some people just say fuck it and quit and uninstall. And for those people that have,
as you should definitely uninstall this game. Pro Chilled 2025. Uninstall that shit. It's trash.
Uninstalled, I absolutely understand why y'all have uninstalled. Y'all can't take it. I understand that. I'm not knocking anyone that has quit Tekken 8 or uninstalled Tekken 8. I'm not. I'm seriously not. I'm not knocking anybody that boycotted the game. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And the reason
nobody seriously boycotted that game. You can't boycott the game, right? The whole purpose of a boycott, right? Let's go back to the good old days of Jim Crow and all the other stuff, right? The whole purpose of a boycott is for the people to see, or the people that are putting you in certain conditions to understand the conditions that they're putting you in and make change. If there's a boycott or a supposed boycott on Tekken 8 and y'all come back the moment that season 2 arrives or a little bit later after season 2, then you really didn't successfully boycott. You just threw a temper tantrum. That's not a boycott. A boycott means you're going to stand on business and not play this game until some kind of compromise is met. No, y'all sat there and said, I'm not gonna play this game. Y'all said we gonna make a Tekken set on Revival. That shit didn't fucking work. Y'all said y'all gonna do all this stuff, and then I look back a couple of days later and y'all back on Tekken 8 because y'all are fucking addicted, like I said in my last stream. It's just the fucking truth. Y'all didn't boycott shit. Y'all are fucking pussies. Y'all just don't want to fucking admit it. It's trash ass, exactly.
The reason why the boycott happened is because it was not the traditional Tekken that people was used to, and also the boycott happened is because people wanted answers on why Tekken has become the way it has become.
They told you. They told you what Tekken 7, they told you what Tekken 8. Like, you keep saying the people are looking for answers. The answers are there. Yo, you're deaf, or either you're deaf, you're blind, or you're just fucking retarded, and you just can't comprehend the fact that they made the game casual on purpose. That is your answer. The game is casual on purpose. So here's the thing with Tekken 8. It's not meant to be played seriously at any capacity. It's a party game to me. You will have a more competitive time trying to play fucking Mario Party. The game is not meant to be competitive anymore. It's just not meant for that. That is not the space and the avenue that it is. Now, you can sit there and try to dress it up as a competitive game, but there's just not. It's just not. It's not. It's too many variables.
Y'all feel me? And the dev team still hasn't given us those answers. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It's almost like the development team, like I keep on saying, they're just putting things in there. They're trying to see what works. And us as the players and as fans, we are telling these people that are developing the game, look, this ain't working. You feel what I'm saying? And
okay, so if they look at season 1 and they see it's not working and they ramp it up even more, what does that tell you? That tells you they don't give a fuck about what you talking about. You already bought the game. You already bought season 1. You already bought season 2. We got our money. And because you're so addicted to this game, you're going to buy season 3. You're going to buy season 4. You're going to buy season 5. You're going to buy anything that we tell you to. It's because you're trying to live up to the glory days of Tekken 3 and Tekken 4 and Tag 1 and Tag 2 and T5. Those days are long gone, bro. You think we playing defense in 2025? No, we're putting our head on the fucking controller and sliding up and down, hoping that we get some kind of heat move and then we kill them. We press buttons around here now. We don't block. We don't think. What the fuck we thinking for? Nigga, we mash. Tekken 8. They told you.
When people say that we are complaining, it's a really misconception. It is a real misconception because when they say complaining, they're looking at it as coming off like we just don't like the game.
Don't settle for less. Here's what others are doing to fix missing and broken teeth. The company everyone has been raving about is called...
But like I said, here's what I got to say about that. You know, in previous videos, I've made points on why the complaining is not complaining. But in this video here, I'm going to tell you right now, when you see people complaining about Tekken 8 the way that y'all see it, number one, like I said, a lot of these people that are complaining have been playing Tekken for a long time. Number two, a lot of these people that are complaining, it's a passion thing. They have been playing Tekken for a long time. They've probably traveled and been competitive when it comes to Tekken.
Okay, I've done all that, and I can understand his point on this one. That, you know, it's a passion thing, because it was a passion thing with me, and it still is. I just don't. I'm not gonna subjugate myself to play that trash. Okay, so when do we separate passion from common sense? We can be passionate about something and understand that it's no good for us anymore. Tekken 8 has told, they don't show their hand, like it's no longer passion, it's just stupidity. They keep telling you what it's gonna be, and it just is what it is. You know who actually succeeded when it came down to changing their game and fixing their game? Street Fighter 5. Everybody knows that when Street Fighter 5 actually released, that shit was ass. Them niggas raised hell. Shit got fixed quickly. By the time you got to season 3, 4, 5, not only were they giving you legacy characters, they would give you actual updates. It got so bad in Street Fighter 5, a random dude actually fixed the net code to show them that it could be done. And when you do things like that, what you're telling the audience and you're telling Capcom is there's no excuse and we ain't trying to hear that shit. They fixed their game. By the end of the life cycle of Street Fighter 5, it was actually playable. It's actually a memorable game. Matter of fact, Tekken 7 did the exact opposite. Tekken 7 started off okay, and then it got progressively worse. I think that end of season 1 and season 2 was peak Tekken 7. After that, season 3 was trash. Season 4 was awful. I don't care about Tekken God Omega. That shit was awful. Nobody wanted to play that shit, and I can tell you, because I was in the fucking God ranks. You ain't fighting nobody. You fighting the same niggas over and over and over again, waiting in 30-minute queues, praying to God that you actually get a match. That's how the shit went down. That was Tekken 7 at the end of this life cycle. Street Fighter 5 had it right. You Tekken niggas don't understand how to fix y'all fucking game. Well, let's listen to old boy, because you know.
So it's going to come off to complaining to you, but to them, it's not complaining. To them, it's a passion thing. You got to look at it like this. Look at how Tekken 8 is. Look at what's going on with Tekken 8 and all of the so-called crazy shit that's going on. As a competitive player, now people going to say I'm complaining, but at the same time, a lot of us players really just want to conquer what's going on. We want to conquer Tekken 8. We want to get better at the game. We want to master the game. We want to master this new fucked up philosophy about the game. We truly do. We don't want the game to fall. It's not like we don't like the game. We want to conquer it. You feel what I'm saying? And so by us complaining, it's almost like we're just searching for answers. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Because here's the real thing.
Is anybody else just as confused as me when they say they want to conquer Tekken? When he says he wants to conquer Tekken 8, or players are trying to conquer Tekken 8? I don't get it. If you're already good at Tekken 7 or any prior Tekken, and I mean actually good, not bullshit good, but actually good, you would say what most people are saying: the game is too randomized for anybody to actually conquer this game. It's not meant to be conquered. That's the whole point. That is the answer. Why every time that people are starting to figure the game out, they add some more broken shit? The same thing they did with Tekken 7. Every DLC character was fucking broken. Now let's take Tekken 8 for example. You take a character like Lydia. What the fuck do you do with Lydia when she's 50-50 and you, well, there's an option you can sidestep this. Okay, and then you get smacked by something else. This is what people mean by every character's overtuned. Every move that people have or any string that somebody has now has damn near an option select to it, just in case the previous option that you normally would have used would have fucking worked. Let's take my old main Kazuya, for example, right? Now, normally, let's say down 4-1 strings, right? Now, he always had a mid option, of course, but it was punishable, right? So if you did down 4-1, forward 2, minus 12. If you did down 4-1-2, minus 13, puts you in crouch. Now, if you did down 4-1-4, it's a high, so you duck, right? Now, let's take Tekken 8 Kazuya, right? And this is what I mean by overtuned. You land down 4-1 on block, but you're completely safe with your next option when you do down 4-2. So why the fuck does he have a mid and the second hit counter hit launches? Overtuned. So any option that you would have normally had, and see with Kazuya, you both are taking a risk. So if you block it, you punish him. If you don't block it, he gets a knockdown and then he goes into his 50-50. Now on the other, or if you duck and you guess right, you launch him. Now fuck that. Run up on him, wave dash, down 4-1-2, down 4-1, down 4-2, save, -9, pushback. Overtuned.
I gotta let y'all know something. The so-called people, whether it be pro players, competitive players, content creators, the ones that are complaining, and guess what? They're still playing, right? Because you know why? It's that competitive nature. They want.
No, it's because you're fucking stupid. If you hate the game that much and you want them to understand that, hey, this game fucking sucks, why not boycott with your fucking wallet and say, you know what, until this game actually gets better, until they actually listen to the community and what the community actually has to say, I refuse to play this game. By sitting there masking it as fucking passion or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's just fucking stupidity. How the fuck you think shit gonna change if you keep giving them your time and money? It's an abusive relationship.
Want to conquer the game. They want to find a way to conquer and get better at this game. So when people sit there and say, oh, you're complaining, why don't you just quit? No, that's not how it is. We're complaining because that's what drives us. That is what drives us to keep playing.
So what drives you is damn near having heart attacks and heart palpitations and headaches and migraines from playing Tekken 8 because you're trying to master the game, because that makes fucking sense when they're intentionally making it randomized and all this. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever, sir. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It's not computing it. It doesn't make any sense. Said based off the Nintendo 2 Switch sales, gamers don't vote with their time or their wallets anymore. Of course they don't, because they're too fucking stupid. Once Nintendo Switch told me, hey, we gonna brick your console and turn your shit off whenever the fuck we want to. Oh, you ain't finna get $1 out of me. I'm gonna rock out with my Nintendo Switch too till my Nintendo Switch till it fall off. You ain't finna get $1 out of me. You're not finna finesse me. Fuck no. When they tell you what they gonna do and they show you what they gonna do and you still go for it, you're no longer some kind of hero or some kind of tragic hero in the situation. No, you're a fucking idiot.
A lot of us so-called complain because that's what drives us. We complain because we're searching for answers. We're labbing. We're trying to find things. We're trying to find things that work. And then on top of that, we're also trying to find things to tell the development team what they should fix because they told us to do.
The pro players have been saying this for the longest, what needs to be fixed. The heat system needs to be nerfed. Every move should not track. Rage art should be punchable like they were in Tekken 7. The heat mechanics need to be toned down by a lot. Not just the heat, not just actually turning on heat. Heat engagers need to go. All these things, people have been saying this for the longest. They don't give a shit. And they have no reason to care. They already have your money.
Do that. So when people keep saying, oh, you're complaining, okay, think of it that way. Think of it that way. But a lot of us that are complaining, like I said, a lot of us that are complaining, we're still playing the game. You got your people that have uninstalled the game and are not playing at all and are not complaining. And guess what? Like I said, I totally understand those people that have uninstalled the game. I got a question for y'all. What hurts the game the most? The people that continue to play the game or the people that have uninstalled it?
Oh boy. I got a feeling we finna see some real stupidity right here.
Backbone was originally...
I just got a sixth sense for it.
Jeopardy music, I'm waiting. It's the people that have uninstalled it. I'm not knocking those people.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me hear him out before I say anything. Let me hear him out.
But it is the honest to God truth. The people that have uninstalled the game, they've hurt the game. The ones that are complaining and still playing, they're helping the game. I want to help the game. Y'all.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait. Hold on. I think I might have to go full screen. Wait. What you mean to tell me is the people who sit there and endorse their own tournament by continuing to play a game where the devs have told you straight up they don't give a fuck by their actions and their own words, that's what's helping the game. But the people who are actively saying, you know what, I have enough self-respect, dignity, I have a life of my own that I do not need this game, I do not deserve to be treated like this, so I'm going to take my money and I'm going to take my time somewhere else. Those are the people who's hurting the game. But the people who sit there and torture themselves playing this shit day after day and shilling for the game, praying to God that they get some dollars, that's what's helping the game. Because we're complaining and you're still giving them money, that's helping the game. How the fuck does that make sense? Here's the thing about this, right? And I know I'm raising my voice because, like, Jesus Christ. You went through the whole process of editing, making a thumbnail, and uploading this video, and you never thought that, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Why in the hell would I continue to give my money, my time, my effort to these things I cannot get back for a game that is not only bad, but the devs don't care, and the community for the most part is fucking shitty. But the other people who said, you know what, I'm going to take my ball and go home. I ain't got to put up with this. It's just like saying, you know what, the people who sit up there and complain about getting bullied, they're the ones who stopping bullying. But the people who say, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to punch this dude in the fucking face, yeah, those guys, they're not helping. They're not helping fix the problem of bullying. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. If they're not going to listen to your words, that means you should make them listen with your actions. So your silence and your again, with Steam, people not playing the game and them not spending money on this Tekken store and all this other shit should give them to go ahead and like, wait a minute, we're not making money and they're not coming back. So therefore, maybe we want to fix the game. And if it comes to the point where they done said, you know what, we just going to let the game die, then let it fucking die. Sometimes you just have to look, I'm going to have to go without. Tekken had a good run. I love Tekken 1, 2, 3, 4. Tag 1 is damn near my favorite. 5, 6. Tag 2, I hate Tekken 7 and 8. It had a good run. It's over. Let it die. If they're not willing to fix the game, if they're not willing to listen to the community that makes them money, if they're not willing to actually care, then let it die. Take your time, your effort, and your money and go somewhere else where you're actually appreciated and actually cared for. But that's the problem because you niggas are so suffocated with this damn dopamine hit from this fucking retarded ass game that you can't think about it and say, you know what, I deserve better than this shit. But according to this guy, if you boot up Tekken 8 right now and keep fucking suffering, it's good for you. What in the Negro spirituals are you fucking talking about, man?
I feel what I'm saying? I don't want Tekken to be in this hole of shit that it's in. I don't. So what I'm do is I'm gonna so-called complain, continue to say what's on my mind, and continue to play the game and find ways to conquer it. Because
think about it. It's just like, let's say we going 400 years back and I'm enslaved, right? It's just like me on the cotton field saying, you know what, Massa? Can you please stop whooping us and let us be free? Do you think they would have let you be free if you just kept complaining about it? Or would they let you free if you did something about it? Guess what ended up happening? People did something about it. It's in the history books. Just like anything else with life. Things don't change by just fucking yapping. You have to do something about it. This dude is this is that Tekken crack I be fucking talking about, bro. Y'all gotta stop smoking that shit, bro. That Tekken crack, bro, it do something to y'all. It do something to your brain system. It just does something to your limbic system, your nervous system. It just fucks everything up. Like his central nervous system is fucking fried, man. You gotta stop playing that game, bro. It's just not good for your health, man. Playing Tekken is not good for your health, bro. That shit is smoking cigarettes. It's drinking alcohol, bro. Play it in doses, but bro, you see what happens when you are exposed to long terms of Tekken? This is what happens to you. I had to get up off that shit, man. I had to do it.
That's what a competitive mind does. We see this shit.
A competitive mind does not sit there and keep fucking suffering. That's stupid.
In sports. Professional
Wait, hold on. Let me go
mind does
something.
The game and find ways to conquer it, because that's what a competitive mind does. We see this shit in sports. Professional athletes complain all the time. They still go out there and score touchdowns.
That's a stupid analogy. You're a Tekken player. You don't make no money off this shit. These are professional athletes. They make millions and millions of dollars to dribble basketballs and throw footballs and get touchdowns. You are a Tekken player that are twiddling your thumbs, broke as shit. There's a huge distinction. Let's put context in there. Would I complain if I'm making millions of dollars even though I'm not enjoying the sport as much, but I make millions of fucking dollars? Absolutely. Would I continue to play? Absolutely. But Tekken 8, I don't make millions of dollars. I make hundreds of dollars. I don't make millions of dollars. So at the end, fuck this shit. I'm not making no money off of this like that. Why the fuck would I sit there and keep indoctrinating myself into this torment by playing this fucking game that gives me no assets whatsoever besides a fucking headache, versus these millionaire athletes that get paid to dribble a basketball? They get the best fucking medicine. They get the best recovery. They make more money than you do. They live in better areas than you do. They get better bitches than we do. It's a huge fucking distinction. It's fucking stupid. Like, this is Tekken crack, man. This is Tekken crack. I'm telling you, stop playing that shit. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. Tekken is not good for you.
Even when they complain, they still go out there and hit their free throws. They still go out there and hit their soccer goals.
Name me one Tekken millionaire. Name me one. Name me one. Name me one Tekken millionaire. Chat, tell me. Name me a Tekken millionaire. I'll wait. Not a thousandaire, a millionaire. Like I thought, because it doesn't fucking exist. There is no such thing as a Tekken millionaire. Niggas is fucking. The game is fucking. The game is fuck. That game is bad. It's just not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for your cognitive. It's just not good for you.
Professional athletes complain all the time. You know why? Because it's a passion. It's a passion. It drives them. It drives them to come above.
Tekken is a hobby. Professional sports are a career. Tekken is a hobby. Professional sports are a career. Those are two totally different things. Remember, guys, Tekken is a hobby, not a career.
Of the game. And it's the same thing here when it comes to like Tekken or any fighting game of that matter. You know, I'm doing this because I'm really sick of people sitting there. Oh, I'm tired of people complaining. Why are you tired of people complaining? If you are a person that doesn't complain, that's fine. I'm assuming you're a person that's not complaining and playing. Okay, but you got those people that complain and they still play. So therefore, common goal, right? The people that are not playing and have uninstalled the game, I don't have a problem with those people. But the people that are saying that the people that are complaining or hurting the game, y'all got it backwards. Y'all need to say that to the people that have uninstalled the game because they are hurting the game.
I want to have an actual conversation with him and understand his logic, because that doesn't make any sense. I really want to dissect the way he thinks, because, like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. So we should bring our vitriol and anger towards the people who uninstalled the game, who said, you know what, I have enough self-respect not to go through this shit. But the people who keep playing the game 24/7 and, you know, complaining 24/7, knowing damn well ain't shit finna change, those guys are the good guys. You know what this sounds like, low key? It sounds like a person who wants you to keep playing the game so their channel keeps growing and they keep making profit. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like, the end goal for people like this guy, the main man Swede, etc. They know that the ship is sinking. They know that the ship is sinking, but they want you to keep coming on, keep playing the game while they still collect the bag until it eventually dies. It's a finesse inside a finesse, bro. They know the game is fucking dead. They know they fucked up. But hey, play at your own detriment. Tekken 8, boys. Tekken 8.
I don't have no problem with those people, but the people that keep saying that the people that are complaining and still playing are hurting the game is nonsense. It's complete fucking nonsense. The ones that are complaining are the ones that are helping the game, whether it be a pro player, competitive player, content creator, or all of the above. We're helping the game. We're helping the game. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
How are you helping the game? How are you helping the game? By continue to play it even though you know you don't like what you see. How are you helping? This is why I like to have back and forth conversation. I mean, me responding to videos is one thing and talking about videos is one thing, but actually sitting down and having a conversation with people about why they think the way they think, or they can pick my brain and ask me why I think the way I think. This is where the growth actually happens. But the problem with the Tekken community is nobody wants to actually have these, sit down and have these hard ass conversations. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. But it needs to happen if you really want change. These hard conversations need to be had. Since the fucking developers ain't gonna listen to you, at least you could talk to the community. I mean, he's trying that, but you know, you're saving the game by continuously playing it and putting your own mental health at risk. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm saying, you know, when I make videos on whatever, tutorials or whatever, you know, it's either to teach, help, awareness, let people know what this is all about. If I come across a bug or a cheater, I'm just letting y'all know about it. Like the Kazuya cheater, the Panda cheater. I made videos and I want the community, I want my community and anyone else that just has not seen it to know about it when they're playing this game. That ain't hurting the game, that's making the game better. Letting y'all know.
The way you word it makes it sound good. But with the cheaters and things of that nature, if Bandai Namco themselves doesn't have any problem with not getting rid of these people, then it's useless. So, with that being said, you can post all the videos about cheaters you want to and exposing cheaters all you want to, but if Bandai Namco themselves don't want them gone, it's useless. And if they let them corrode the game and ruin it for everybody else, then why do you continue to play? And I'm just talking about the cheaters. I'm not talking about the horrible netcode. I'm not talking about the heat system. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm just talking about simply the fucking cheaters. And we know that cheaters are minority, but the fact that they're still there and there's no consequences for actions, That's crazy. But ironically, on the other side, when there's certain people that have opinions that are not popular about Tekken 7, they either get removed from Tekken World Tour, they get bashed by Harada, they get an army of fucking nerds coming at them. It's crazy how that fucking works. You gotta look at it both ways, man. You gotta look at it both ways. You gotta add context to this situation. And this is why I love when people talk, because when people talk and they don't add context, I can eventually add the context. And if you don't want to believe me, you can always fact check me. But this is the truth.
Of a cheater, so y'all won't come across this cheater, so y'all experience won't be ruined. So why is that bad complaining? I'm letting y'all people know about that because
the reason why it's bad complaining, as I just stated earlier, is the fact that Bandai Namco is not going to do anything about it. You complaining about Tekken 8 at this point when the game is going on its first year, a little over its first year, that means you are speaking into the void. They have no qualms about doing anything harmful to the game. They have said it and done it with their own words and actions. They are not going to change this game. The only way you can change the game is by taking your ball and going home. Saying, you know what, as I'm going to keep saying it because I want people to have more self-respect, I respect myself enough, I respect my time, and I respect my money. And if you're going to give me a subpar product and tell me to kick rocks, I'm going to take my money somewhere else and let you be broke. But the problem is, the underlying problem is the thing that nobody ever wants to say, but I'm going to keep saying it and I will die on this hill. You people are addicted to these fighting games. Y'all equate these fighting games to y'all egos. Y'all equate these fighting games to y'all fucking life. When a person comes on, watch a video on my stream and a person simply says that Tekken is ruining their family life, they always feel stressed out after a couple of games, what does that tell you? That is Stockholm Syndrome. That is addiction. Stop complaining about the game. If you want to complain, okay, fine. But actually do something about it while you're complaining and stop playing it. It doesn't do you any good to complain and keep playing it. Your words and actions do not align. When you want somebody to take you seriously in life, this is not a Tekken thing. This is just a life thing. Your words and your actions have to align. Your boundaries cannot get crossed. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. If you say you're going to boycott Tekken, then actually boycott it. Don't play it. You can complain, but don't play it. When you set a boundary for a game, in this case, Tekken's expectations. When you set the expectation that the game should be like this, and the game is not meeting that, and they cross that boundary, you have to say, you know what, I'm not going for it. I refuse to play it because this is the standard that y'all set. This is the standard that we agreed upon. You're pushing the boundaries. I'm not fucking with it. And the thing what they did was they did Tekken 7 is they said, we're going to push the boundaries a little bit with Tekken 7 and see how they react to it. Tekken 7 was an experiment. Nobody ever wants to give me credit for it, but I've been saying it since day one. Tekken 7 is an experiment to see how people respond to the changes they made in the game. And then they saw that it got a positive reaction, and even when people gave it a little bit of resistance, it was shut down by the community, and now you got Tekken 8. This is why nobody's taking the Tekken fan base seriously, and here's why the devs are not taking you seriously. Your words and actions do not align. They just don't. You have to have your words and actions align if you want people to take you seriously. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The community is not in unity. It's always fighting amongst each other. Y'all can't make a solid game plan. Y'all don't want to say what actually goes on in the community. Y'all don't want to do anything besides sit there and play Tekken, cry about ranks, cry about small changes, but do actually nothing in the grand scheme of things that's going to make any actual change. And that's the problem, and this is why people are telling y'all to shut up bitching.
I want y'all experience to be as solid as possible. And that is my whole point. I really want people to really sit down and think about what they be saying when they say that they're sick of people complaining and they still play. That is nothing but a good thing when it comes to Tekken 8. Tekken 8 needs all the support it can get. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And this is coming from a Virtua Fighter player. I come from the realm of Virtua Fighter.
And I come from the realm of Street Fighter. What does that mean? My first Street Fighter I ever played was Third Strike. Then I went back to Street Fighter 2, and that was my favorite Street Fighter since. I had the 15th anniversary collection. I'm 31 years old. I'm a Street Fighter fanatic. I've been playing Street Fighter since I was like 7. What does that mean that you came from the realm of Virtua Fighter? What does that have to do with the predicament that Tekken 8 is in right now? How does that correlate?
I'm sitting here, it's like, I don't want Tekken to be in this hole of shit that it's in. I don't. Because I grew up with both games. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I grew up with both games. Historically, alongside with Virtua Fighter, Tekken has been that one game that has grew my channel like crazy. You know, it's
and
part
there
of
it goes. And that's why you don't want the game to die. For people who didn't just hear what he just said, I will replay it for you.
Tekken has been that one game that has grew my channel like crazy. You know, it's part of everything that's going on when it comes to my channel. So
exactly. That's the prime reason why you don't want this game to die. If this game wasn't doing anything for you, you would be indifferent. So let's take everybody else that this game doesn't benefit and they continue to play it to their own detriment. Why should they continue to play it? It does nothing for them besides give them stress. Why would they continue to play it? They're not enjoying it. They're not making any money off of it. They're not getting any clout off of it. So why would they continue to play? You want to know why? They don't. They quit. The only people that are there now are the people that have Tekken dreams, or the people that they can't let the damn game go, and the content creators. Those are the only people that are playing this game. A lot of people are too scared to branch off and just play something else. And I understand gaming as a whole right now is kind of shitty, but there are games that are better than this. There are games that still give you what you actually paid for. There are games that where the devs don't sit there and say, "Don't ask me for shit." There are games that do that. Tekken is not that. He exposed his hand. He makes money off this game. He gets clout and notoriety off this game. Therefore, he's going to keep talking about it. He wants y'all to keep playing. I said it earlier, and he just confirmed it. I do this shit, man. I do this shit.
Naturally, if there is something that needs to be said, I'm going to say it. Whether people look at it as complaining, okay, look at it as complaining. But like you said, I'm still playing the game, which means I still support it, which I don't understand why people be like, "Oh, you're still playing the game, shut up." Why? If I'm still playing the game, that should be good enough. If I'm still playing the game, the intentions are good. The intentions are not bad.
What you just described earlier, see, this is why it's always close to pay attention to what people say. What you just said earlier is, I got a large profit off of this game. Not monetary, but I got a lot of clout off of this game. So therefore, I care about the game. Of course, you're going to support it because you're profiting off of it monetarily. But not monetarily wise, probably are. But as far as clout, psychologically, you are benefiting off of this game. You're getting notoriety and attention that you wouldn't have got otherwise. So therefore, you're going to keep talking about it over and over, and you're going to keep playing it. People tell you what they are. You have to listen. Just listen to these people. You have to listen to the main man Swede and all these other things, and you have to ask these questions. Why are they playing this? Why are they lying to me? Why does everything I see go against what they're actually saying? Do not listen, even with me. Do not just listen to content creators off of face value. Listen to what they actually do. He said one thing, but his actions show another. He says, "Oh yeah, keep playing the game." Of course you're going to keep playing the game. It benefits you. Of course you want people to keep playing this game. It benefits you. It would benefit me if people played the game. I used to be a Tekken content creator, but the game fucking sucks. I can't do it. I can't force myself to play this shit. Yo, what's up, CJ, man? And we just talking about this video, man. This guy, you just have to listen.
Just because someone is coming on here pointing out a bug on the game, pointing out a cheater, or pointing out something that's fucked up about the game, that's not bad intentions. That ain't doing nothing but helping the game.
I'm gonna say this one more time. There's nothing wrong inherently with pointing out bugs, pointing out cheaters, and pointing out things that are inherently wrong with the game. Nothing wrong with that. Problem comes into play when we use our context over years, when we see that, hey, they didn't do really good with Tekken 7 when they came down to listen to us. And Tekken 8 just came out. It's been a year since, and they still ain't really doing much with that. So with that being said, why would I continue to show my support? And in your case, why would you continue to bitch if they're not going to listen to you? It just doesn't make sense. And why the fuck is your filter black and white? Why did you black and white filter the video? Just show what you actually look like.
And like I said, a lot of us that complain, that's just the passion that drives us to conquer the game, because that's why we all play it. We want to.
No, your analogy earlier doesn't make sense, because you made an analogy earlier that said that you compared Tekken players to NBA or professional athletes. And most people didn't catch what you meant at first. But now we do. We understand why you said what you said. You slipped up and I was paying attention. You said that playing Tekken and playing the game and people going through all the strife and shit is because there's passion and they're trying to help the game and so forth and so forth. And they do it anyway. And you compare professional athletes and said they do it anyway. They're still going to do it and they still complain about it, but they're going to do it anyway. And I had to put context into that situation to say there's a huge difference between a Tekken player and a fucking professional athlete. A professional athlete makes millions of dollars off of this. A Tekken player does not. The average Tekken player does not. But in your case, you do get attention, clout, and some monetary gain from playing this game. So therefore, I get the analogy now. But what you said is kind of cryptic and it's kind of fucked up. You have to listen to what people are actually saying and definitely pay attention to their actions.
To become masters at this shit. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So what about
the average person is going to be shunned for talking about this game in a negative light, but he's not going to mention that. He's not going to mention that.
the complaining? So what? And like I said, the complaining ain't hurting the game, people. It's not hurting the game. Please, I need y'all people to understand.
You know what? He's right. The complaining is not hurting the game. What's hurting the game is continuing to play it. You're just hurting yourself.
Understand this. The complaining ain't hurting the game. The people that have uninstalled, that's hurting the game.
If you don't know where to start in Top Heroes World, the Springland is a great place to start.
Talk to me.
There are
y'all think
low-level
about this
enemies
video,
and villages
man?
with free
what
healing.
What talking about is a whole bunch of bullshit. But what y'all
It
think,
is.
man?
Because we saw the Steam numbers. The people that are complaining, that ain't our fault. That's not our fault. If we're still playing the game, the people that are complaining, that ain't our fault. It's the people that have quit playing and have uninstalled the game. It's their fault. So for the people that constantly say, oh, I can't stand you people that are complaining, y'all need to flip that shit around. Y'all need to start saying, I can't stand you people that have uninstalled the game and have quit the game. They're the people that are hurting the game.
So you want us to go back to having headaches, heart palpitations, stressed out, when it's our time to relax and enjoy ourselves after working a 9-to-5, tending to our relationships and our families? That's what you want to subject ourselves to, playing this game that everybody says they're stressed out playing, even the pro players, you see the stress on their face. This is what you want to subject us to? Because again, you get some kind of monetary value off of this. That doesn't make any sense. You said, my view is a consumer dollar and attention towards a game is integral to a game, and a lack of either will affect the game. Of course it will. You said, who the hell is this straggler, bro? He go D all the way G. That's his name. That's not saving Tekken by keep playing it. It's been I've been saying this for years. The longest even asks people why they keep playing if it's stressing you. Exactly. Okay, Chad, y'all talking, man. Y'all talking to me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm not knocking them at all. That's their choice. You feel what I'm saying? But people got it backwards out here. And stop attacking the so-called people that are complaining about the game, because like you said, we are the ones playing the game the most. You know what I'm saying? Arslan Ash complains all the time. And guess what? He just won TNS. So people got it backwards when it comes to this complaining about tech.
Arslan Ash plays this game more than anybody else. Matter of fact, now that you said Arslan Ash got caught playing the game before the game even came out. He had a hacked version of the game and got caught, and everybody swept that under the rug. This is why it's always good to fact check people when they talk. Not only fact check, but know your history. Do your research on shit. Of course he's going to win. He puts in more hours than the average player. A lot of people, when they want to make points, they forget to add context to situations. Arslan Ash makes his bread off of playing this game. The average person does not. An average person has a 9-to-5 with bills to pay and families to raise. Arslan Ash does not have that responsibility. So he has more time to play this game than the average person. And I don't care how bad you are originally, if you keep playing and you have the intention and the common sense to get better at the game, you're going to be better than the person who spends a couple of hours every week. That's just common sense.
Tekken 8. The complaining is a good service.
So if pros jumped off a bridge,
the uninstalling is a bad service.
I see him at the funeral.
And I just want people to realize that. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I want to come on here and talk about. And that is the real truth behind why people complain when it comes to Tekken 8. It's a drive. That's all it is. It's a drive.
No,
like I said, Arslan Ash is a prime example of it. He's been complaining more than anybody. And guess what? He is still succeeding at the game. He just won TNS. He's still succeeding at the game. It ain't nothing wrong with
again, most of the player base ain't no fucking Arslan Ash. Most of the player base can't even get past blue ranks. So why the fuck would that analogy doesn't make any sense? It just doesn't make any sense. If most of the player base, if Arslan Ash is a part of the, let's say like the 3% of the players in the goddamn world, and he wins, well, that's expected. But what about the average common Joe people that just want to play the game for enjoyment and they just want to have some competitive games with their friends or competitive games with people at their skill level, but the game fucking sucks? What about them? We already know that people like Arslan Ash and me, they are expected to do good. They're expected. But what about the regular player?
Complaining if we are still doing our part in playing the game and teaching and educating, entertaining, or what have you. There's nothing wrong with it. And people need to stop being on that bullshit, accusing the people that complaining of hurting the game, because that is absolutely false. It is not true. It is not true. Like I said, the people that have quit and uninstalled the game, I totally understand why. It happens. But for the people that constantly say that the complainers are hurting the game, y'all are wrong. It's the ones that have uninstalled it. I'm just keeping it all the way real. Motherfucker, it was like a year ago, somebody said that I was the Malcolm X of the FGC. Well, you know what?
Which one of you people called him that? Seriously, I want people in chat to go out in Twitter and all the social media platforms. Who the fuck called this nigga that shit? Ain't no way somebody actually called you the Malcolm X of Tekken 8. The fact that you put Malcolm X, you, and Tekken 8 in the same sentence is fucking is ludicrous. It's appalling, actually. The great Malcolm X, who actually changed and revolutionized things by saying, you know what, I refuse to put up with the shit that we're going through, and actually stood on it, versus a guy that says, by enduring the torment of the game, we're actually succeeding. That is the exact opposite of Malcolm X. The Malcolm X of Tekken 8 is fucking crazy. That is a wild statement. And the fact that you got up here on YouTube and said that shit with confidence is even more blasphemous and insane. Malcolm X is rolling in his grave right now. Shut your black ass up. Don't you ever say that shit again. Don't you ever disrespect the great Malcolm X like that. Don't do that. You are the Marcus or whatever the fuck your name is. You are not Malcolm X.
Hey, the truth sets people free. And I really hope the truth sets Tekken 8 free when it comes to however people believe what it is. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below.
That's him, man. What are y'all thoughts on that video, man? Like, I'm about to play the music, man. And I'm about to look up this other video. That was crazy. What are y'all thoughts, man? Talk to me.
The Office is turning 20. Celebrate 20 years with every...
If you don't have...
This game is trash, I agree. Alright guys, I got the next video up, man, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill the music. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. Everybody's favorite guy, the main man Swede, bro. We're finna go ahead and look at this video. It's been circulating all over YouTube. It's been in my shit. I didn't ask for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my 2 cents, I guess, and we'll see what happens. So let's see what main man Swede talking about. I know, right? Shake my head. They love what they hate. Bro, Call of Duty is a perfect comparison to Tekken 8 right now. Bro, that game is done. But we got the main man. Let's hear him out.
If you don't have good defense in this game, you can't play the game. You just get obliterated. I think Tekken 8 is the hardest Tekken game ever for intermediate players. If you're an intermediate player, unless you have a really good mental and you can relax, you're gonna go insane.
This is the Tekken boss right here, man. This man goes hard for this game, even
Tekken 8 is way more easier than 7 because of being way more offensive. Defensive players find Tekken 8 more difficult than Tekken 7, but in general... No, exactly. It's harder to defend. I always find it a little bit amusing when people present the idea you're presenting, that Tekken 7 is harder than Tekken 8 because it's so much harder to attack in Tekken 7.
It was hard to attack in Tekken 7? When? When was it hard to attack in Tekken 7? I'm confused here. Let me hear him out.
And it's so much easier to defend in Tekken 7 because you can option select so much with a backdash cancel and a magic 4.
I wouldn't say that necessarily that it was hard to attack in Tekken 7. I just think in Tekken 7 you had to actually think, and you just couldn't throw stuff out there because the defense and offense was more balanced than it is in this game. That's what it was. See, the thing about it is people have gotten so used to Tekken 8 and just going retarded and brain dead that they forget that, wait a minute, defense is a actual thing. You don't have to respect the defensive player because he has no defensive options. In Tekken 7, it was more balanced where, oh, I just can't rush him down with strings that aren't real because you got magic 4s. You got counter hit launchers all over the place. You have things that'll stop you from just going fucking crazy. If you're good and you know how to utilize these things and place these things properly. But saying offense was hard in fucking Tekken 7 that's not true. It's just that people are fucking stupid. That's what it is. Most people that play Tekken 8, they don't know the difference between mid checking. They don't know how to jab check. They don't know how to sidestep properly. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to incorporate the frame mix up properly. We just saw it in fucking Combo Breaker with old girl that was playing Kazuya. All she did was spam hell sweeps. Why would you spam hell sweeps when he keeps ducking? Why not use the -12 low stature kick? Why not mix in some down back 3s? Why not some down 4s? Why not space out your lows? Why not use mid check if you keep seeing? This is just offensive common sense. In sports terms, we call it taking what the defense gives you. If I'm playing football, I'm the quarterback, and I see they have a blitz, I'm going to take the short throw. I'm going to give them a dump off. I'm going to ask them to run a hook. I'm going to ask them to run a 5 in slant or a 10 in slant. It's going to be an easy pass. If they're blitzing, they're playing the run. Now let's go back on the other hand. If I see them dropping back into a zone coverage, I'm going to go for the run. You're just taking what the defense gives you. But the problem in Tekken 8, it skips all that. You have oppressive buttons that do everything. I call them super buttons. They do everything. You have moves at home, that are like -3, that are mid, that counter hit launches. It does everything. So of course, offense is easier in this fucking game. Of course it's easier when the fucking defender doesn't have anything to do. He can't deal with heat system and all this other crap. That doesn't make the game harder. It just makes it more brain dead. I don't understand the main man sweet logic here.
But what you don't realize, in my opinion, is that it's the complete opposite that is true. The hardest thing to do in Tekken is to defend. It's never been to attack. And it's harder than ever to defend. In this...
Okay, so we both have an understanding that it's easier to attack and extremely hard to defend in Tekken 8. So we both have that understanding. Great. I'm glad we have that understanding.
Game. Because you don't have an options like backdash. You don't have a magic 4 to get you out of trouble very safely. And characters have super overtuned and oppressive attacks. So now, most of the stuff you actually have to duck now. You gotta sidestep, you can throw a power crush. But the hardest thing in Tekken has always been defense.
So if we have an understanding of that, and we have a game like Tekken 7 where you can, for the most part, not completely, but you can freely express yourself on defense and still freely express yourself on offense, it's a more balanced game. Now, I've even said that I don't like Tekken 7, but it's very balanced when it comes down to certain things. This game, on the other hand, it's not balanced at all. It's completely lopsided, and I'm not even mad at that because they said it was going to be like that from day one. But for you to sit here and say that Tekken 8 is harder than 7, you're fucking retarded. I don't give a fuck how many subscribers you have. I don't care about who you are. That's just stupid. That's not, it's disingenuous. Because I know the main man sweet ain't stupid. That's just disingenuous. You're lying to people.
Oh, it's so easy to attack in Tekken 8. That makes it easier. How does it make it easier for you? You're saying this game is easier because it's so easy to attack.
Yes. It is. Because here's the thing about defense. When you're playing defense, defense is not a forever thing. It's supposed to lead to offense. No matter what sport you play or any competitive anything, defense is supposed to lend to offense eventually. But in this game, when you're blocking, you are getting punished. Not only by chip, but by these oppressive ass moves. You can't fucking step. So of course, offense is easier. You just keep hitting buttons. What are you talking about, man? This is disingenuous. Remember that last video where I said you have to pay attention to what people say? You really gotta pay attention to what people say, man. You really do. There's nothing hard about pressing buttons. That's not fucking hard. Being able to react appropriately when people are pressing buttons, that separates a good player from a great player. Situational awareness is a defensive skill. Knowing when to place things is a defensive and offensive skill. But here's the thing about Tekken 8. You don't have to place your attacks anymore. And nobody wants to admit that, but you don't have to properly place shit. People want to complain about counter hit magic 4s in fucking Tekken 7, but in order to do that, you have to properly time it. You just can't throw it out at willy-nilly because if a person frame traps you and you try to do a magic 4, you're getting launched. This game skips common sense. The thing about fucking Tekken 7 that most people don't want to admit that game is neutral heavy. It's footsie heavy. Tekken 8 is not that. You're fighting in a telephone booth. Exactly.
But you're not playing alone, are you? Right? You're playing against your opponent, and he also has an easier time attacking. It's the person with the best defense that wins in the end.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you say it's a person with the best defense that wins in the end in a game that's overly saturated with offense. So you can't really express yourself defensively, and you have to sit here and meticulously learn every single thing about this game because you can't escape, because backdashing has been nerfed to hell. Sidestepping has been buffed, but every move fucking tracks. What are you talking about, dude? What the fuck are you talking about, man? I'm not the best player in the world, by the way. Far from it. But this doesn't make any sense.
And it's never been harder to defend, in my opinion, than it is in this.
Well, obviously, when they say
game.
that the game is catered to
because
offense.
You get so locked down. If this was a casino 50-50 game, wouldn't that mean that a bunch of randoms would win the big tournaments?
No. A lot of randoms wouldn't win the big tournaments, and this is why I say you have to listen to what people say and dissect their arguments. Now, what's the difference between a pro-level player and a casual? I will give my chat time to respond and answer this. What is the biggest difference between a pro-level player and a casual player? Go ahead. I'll give you 10 seconds before I respond. The biggest difference between a pro-level player and a casual player, or even an intermediate player, is fucking time. As a person that was trying to be competitive at one point, I'm still an advanced level player, but that wanted to be competitive and go to tournaments, I realized quickly there's just not enough time for me. Between working full-time jobs, between trying to run a YouTube channel, run a relationship, and do all this other stuff, I simply don't have enough time to be a pro-level player. Now, with said time of pro-level players, they have time to look at every single exploit, every single move, what it does, how to counter it. Of course. This is why I said, of course, randoms are not going to win these high-level events. But the caveat to what he just said is, it's the fucking rank inflation. There are people that are god ranks and high blue ranks that would have never gotten these in previous games. They would have never gotten this in Tag 2. They would have never seen this in Tekken 7. They wouldn't even seen it in Tekken 6. They would have never seen these ranks before. The caveat to this man's argument is simply rank inflation. The place where there's the most saturated group of people that are going to play the game all the time on a casual level. Look at it. It makes sense. A person like me got Tekken God in 5 hours with a character that's not even my main character. That would have never flew in Tag 2. You want to know why? And I played Tag 2 more than I played Tekken 7. You want to know why? I simply wasn't good enough.
If it's random?
But yes, game knowledge, but game knowledge because they have time.
Protect your family's dreams under our roof. American Family Insurance.
Let me tell you why we have Spectrum. I'm on a video chat.
So not only
Melissa's
time, the
live stream with her
competition
audience.
they're going
Kids.
If this was literally a slot machine, wouldn't a bunch of randoms win the big tournaments? And then what did I see? Joka, the person in EU, has the best defense in EU. He was the first one to clear God of Destruction. Was that a coincidence?
No, it's not a coincidence that Joker of all people end up hitting the first God of Destruction in Season 2. It's considering that he plays the game more than the average person does. It's not coincidence that Nee wins tournaments when he plays more consistently than the average player does. Not only that, like I said before, with the level of competition of players that Nee is playing with versus the competition of level players that you guys will be playing with, you don't get incrementally better like a Nee does or a Joka does. That does not happen. This is unrealistic. See, this is what you call a person driving a narrative and not being real and not giving proper context to situations. That's not realistic for the normal player. The normal player is probably playing 2 or 3 hours and going to fucking bed, if 2 or 3 hours. That's me being generous.
on Evo Japan with a masterclass in defensive gameplay. There's so many dumb things in this game right now, but if you have the defensive competence of Knee, you can deal with it. Knee showed.
Your whole statement sounds retarded. The defensive competence of fucking Knee. It's not Billy, it's fucking Knee. Multi-Evo winning champion, Knee. Through multiple games. Tag 2, Tekken 7, and now Tekken 8. He hasn't won Evo in Tekken 8, but won tournaments in Tekken 8. That's Knee, and then we got Billy Bob here that's playing the game for 2 or 3 hours that don't even know the difference between a sidestep and a sidewalk, or how to fucking fuzzy guard, chicken guard, or Korean backdash. Wait, they don't know these fucking things, man. And they don't have the time, so they end up getting battered. Appreciate you.
During that tournament that a lot of these counters on these dumb moves, it's a skill issue. In Tekken 7, where
it's a skill issue where multiple moves in the game, they cover all options. Prime example, Law and his back four, right? He's been having that move in the game forever. But the reason why I say the move is so good is it covers every single option, and it's relatively fast. It's a 14 frame mid that covers his tracks. You can't duck it, you can't step it, you have to block it, and in the older games it used to lead to a mix-up depending if it hits or not. And on top of that, if it does hit you and you're near a wall, it wall splats. Now you take a move like that and then you add it to every character in the game. Come on, man. We have to stop being disingenuous about this game. You said the pros know these matchups instinctively to a T. Comparing these to average person is kind of crazy. Exactly. But most people aren't going to think about it like that. And a lot of people's egos are in the stratosphere. They think they remotely have a chance. I don't think people understand the disparity between a Knee and a me. Like, they understand the gap is big, but the gap is monumental. It would easily take me about 5 to 7 years to be remotely as good as Knee. I don't have the time.
it was pretty easy to defend. Not super easy, but it was certainly easier. Magic 4, backdash away, especially with Zafina and Kunia and Alisa, we can back away from anything. We feel pressured, reset, back away. It turns out that in Tekken 8, if you don't have good defense in this game, you can't play the game. You just get obliterated. I think Tekken 8 is the hardest Tekken game ever for intermediate players. Because intermediate players don't have conventional Tekken defense or strong conventional Tekken defense. And if you don't have that in this game, you are
He has to explain to me what an intermediate player is. Maybe that's where I'm missing his statement and I'm missing what he's trying to say, but he's not explaining exactly what an intermediate player is.
Obliterated. Because it's so hard to get out of trouble in this game. That statement you made,
and you want to know why it's so hard to get out of trouble in this game? The main man, it's because every move does everything. It's just like I was saying the other day when it came down to Kazuya. The reason why Kazuya players struggle so much is because Kazuya's outdated. Why play Kazuya when there's every character in the game that does what he does but better? There's no point in playing a character like that. You're handicapping yourself. Offensively, definitely, in an offensive-based game. They tried to make Kazuya offensive. That shit doesn't work. He's always been a neutral-based, high-risk, high-reward character. That's how he's always been. High damage, high risk, high reward, heavy neutral. But in this game, you don't need defense to win. You don't need it. It's very offensive heavy, and for the average person, when that plays a fighting game, they're going to lean towards offense before defense. Even the developers understand that. That's why they made the game the way it is. Not only is it a spectacle to people who's watching, it's more fun to the casual player. And with that being said, like I said in my last video, it's too many variables to account for the normal person to actually defend against this shit properly. God forbid you're a good player with offense and defense. Now you can't play defense, whether you're a good player or not. It boils down to who has the better offense and who gets to hit first. That doesn't make a good game, and it doesn't make a hard game. What you're essentially saying is this is Marvel versus Capcom. Whoever gets hit first typically wins. Whoever activates heat first, or in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 case, X Factor, they tend to win first. That doesn't make the game hard. And if you want to talk about difficulty, the input leniency and the way you get to do the moves in the game now makes it dramatically easier than, I'll say, a Tag 2 where the inputs were a lot stricter. They were strict. It's easier. So it's easier to do the moves. There's less backdashing and less defensive options. The game is easier. No matter how you want to slice it, your logic just doesn't make sense. And when you think about it long enough, it just falls flat on its face. It just doesn't make sense.
For me, it's the opposite. I would just do a 180 on your statement. This game is super fucking difficult because defending is so difficult. But it can be done.
Defense in Tekken has always been hard. They just made it harder in this game. It's always been hard. You said it yourself, defense has always been hard. I can guarantee you most of the Tekken players, they can account for the time when they first tried to learn how to Korean backdash and how they tried to spend hours trying to learn how to do that shit. It's hard. I can account for most of the players that actually tried to learn how to sidestep certain moves, learn the strings, learn when to duck. It takes hours. Tekken has always been hard defensively. The game is a big ass knowledge check. It always has been. But in this game, when your offense is so strong, you don't need a knowledge check anymore. You could just oppress people. It's whoever gets their hit first. Haven't you noticed when you play Tekken 8, for all my people watching, the people who will be watching this in the future, haven't you noticed that a person keep falling for the same counter hit setup every single time, every single frame trap, because they're desperately trying to get that hit off? It's about who can land the hit, or every time a person lands a hit, you can guarantee that you have to stop your pressure because you have to worry about them activating heat if you're not +6 or more. Oh, y'all think I don't know that? Oh no, I studied the game, so you can't run the bullshit on me. For armor moves, rage arts, and for heat to work, to activate heat on somebody or a heat engager, you have to be at least +6. If you +6, you negate it. Anything below that, they're going to activate and you're going to get hit upside your fucking head. And it took hours of me labbing to learn all these things. The average person is not willing to do that shit. So most people are going to get massacred by fucking buttons. Even pro players that are leaning on their fundamentals. Fundamentals do not matter in this game. They would in traditional Tekken games, but in this game, your fundamentals mean shit. They don't mean anything.
It can be done. It's just that you gotta be a 10 out of 10 player.
The main man knows that, you're right, CJ, he's trying to be different for the sake of money. You can't fool me. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I would say right now, the main man Swede is probably the most successful Tekken player of all time. Not as far as winning in those credentials, but as far as financial assets and gaining capital from this damn game, he's probably the most successful Tekken person to ever do it. He is. You have to think about it when he first started, right? For you to flip your videos on Twitch and on YouTube, you're double dipping, getting massive paychecks. The average YouTuber is not doing that, even the good players. So with that being said, it's great for him to stroke other lower players' ego and say that you're not as bad as you think you are. And this game is a lot harder than what it actually is. So it makes another player feel better than actually telling the truth that this game is easier and that you actually do suck. Exactly. You need to be a 10 out of 10 player. Hey, the pros are doing it. Don't complain. Retarded.
Players tend to forget the true skill gap between pro players and good Tekken players. Yeah, but dude, even among the pro players, you know, the difference between someone like Anakin and Arslan or Anakin and Ni is still huge. Even among the pro players.
It's not even Namco that's giving him the money. Namco is just simply providing him the platform. The people who are giving him the money are the fucking obsessive fans. And I'm not finna sit there and act like I never liked the Main Man Swede. In his tag 2 days, I was definitely a Main Man Swede fan. I stopped watching the moment Tekken 7. The moment I realized that this game is easier and that he's shilling for Tekken 7, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. More power to him, but I can't do it. Tekken 8 the same way. I can't sit here and watch him when I'm like, you're sitting here lying to people. And one thing I don't like is being lied to, especially when I know better.
You see gigantic skill gaps. I felt it when I played against Joka. Like, he displayed defense where I was like, oh shit, you can actually negate this mix-up. You can.
And that's crazy what he said about Joka. Joka puts in more time than the Main Man Swede, so the gap is going to be obvious. So the key thing that you keep seeing, or the common denominator you keep seeing in this, is time. Of course he's going to do this shit. You're a content creator. You make content. Content creation takes a lot of time. So you're not going to be as fucking great as these fucking professional players. Haven't you noticed that the professional players have subpar content? There's a reason for that. They're trying to actually get good at the game and win winnings from actual tournaments and so forth and so forth. You, on the other hand, you are a content creator, a well-known content creator, so it doesn't matter if you're really good. You just have to be good enough.
Options like that. You know, those guys just show you defense where suddenly you understand that, like, oh god, as dumb as this game is, a lot of the stuff can be dealt with if you are just god mode. How many...
You have to be trolling. If you're god mode, you can deal with it. Again, how many players in the Tekken player base are god mode? What is the percentage? I would say roughly 5%. 5% of the player base is probably god mode. I'll say probably about 20% of the player base is probably intermediate, advanced players or really good players. And then I'll probably say 75% of the player base are actually ass. I'll say probably 25% of the players are, another 25% is probably intermediate. And then the other 50% is complete dog shit. Just being real.
Pros said Feng Wei's new back 4 mix-up or back 4 tornado was bullshit. What does Ni do? He blocks a 12-frame attack, instantly steps jet upper. Are you and I gonna do that? No. But we gotta recognize that we're not good enough. You can always blame the game and say, oh, 50-50 casino, but...
Hey, main man,
But that's the truth, though. But that's the actual truth, though. The game is 50-50 mix-ups. Most of the pro level players, even intermediate and advanced players, they're all saying the exact same thing. The moves are overtuned. Every move does everything. Every move serves multiple purposes. So you no longer have to do certain moves to counteract certain things. No, just throw this shit out and pray to God it works. This is what you call shilling for the game. Yeah, he's actually trolling. There's no way you're serious. And the fact of the matter is people are going to eat up his words like gospel, and they're going to hate people like me that's going to call it out for it sounding fucking retarded.
In the end, you don't know how to defend. Yeah, exactly. If you watched Evo Japan, how much mindless spam did you see? I never saw mindless spam.
I actually did. Just the last tournament with Combo Breaker. Atif is a great player, but what he did with Anna was actually brain dead. That was actually retarded. It was stupid.
We're actually super cautious about pressing most of the time. Ulsan played very aggressive, but also, of course, had impeccable defense. Have you seen Ulsan's backdash? Ulsan's movement? I'm just like, how does he do that? In other words, this game is only created...
The only people you have mentioned is tournament level players. What does that have to say for the majority of people who are actually playing this game?
For talented few, and unless you're super talented, there's no point playing it. Rather play something you're more talented for.
Makes sense to me.
Quick draw, you're saying with other words what I was trying to explain there when someone said that this game is easy. I said, no, it's probably the opposite. This game is unbelievably difficult. Learning defense...
Bro, that's not what that nigga said. What he said was, why play this game if there's so much bullshit in the game that it's hard to defend against when I could just play something else that's not less stressful? That's what he said. Bro, the fact that he actually fools people with this shit is actually crazy to me.
In this game is really difficult, and it always has been. You use Tekken 7 as an example, you know. In Tekken 7, I mean, you know how to string attacks together and create flowcharts. And doing a 50-50 mix-up, how to do a throw. Most people can learn that really quickly. But how do you defend against 40 characters throwing stuff at you? How do you duck mid-high strings? How do you backdash properly? How do you punish in general? How are side steps used? When do I do a step like this? When do I sidewalk? What side should I go against your particular character?
Those things are all well, and that's matchup knowledge, but my thing is, what about spacing, timing, the things that actually matter when it comes to defense? The thing about defense, the critical thing about defense is spacing and timing. And being able to react with the proper spacing and timing to deal with certain moves at certain particular times. You can know all the matchup knowledge in the world, but if you can't actually execute, it doesn't matter. If the spacing is off, it doesn't matter. If your timing is off, it doesn't matter. This is why one of the greatest things with an offensive player is an offensive player that can switch up his timing is one of the most dangerous offensive players in the fucking world. Even in the world of like actual fighting, they tell you all the time, I'm reading his timing. That's a defensive thing. Same thing with offense. Your coach will tell you, mix up your timing. You're getting too timeable. You're getting predictable. You always do this at this time. Also, other things about defense, as he's saying, but he's not implying or actually saying it out loud. When it comes to defense, what you're trying to do is force the offensive player's hand into only certain moves that you can actually react to. Prime example, because the main man Sweet's main, Kazuya. One of the things you do with Kazuya is always sidestep left. What you're doing is forcing his hands to use a limited move set, and if he doesn't use that limited move set, he probably will get fucked up unless he changes his timing. Hence why he has to wave dash to realign with you and do all these other things to get his moves off, because if you're constantly sidestepping left to his weak side, it makes it extremely difficult for him to get anything started. By you doing that, you're actively playing good defense because you're minimizing the amount of moves that he can actually use to be effective against you. Now let's take that a step further and let's talk about range. If you're at a certain range, most of Kazuya's moves you won't have to worry about. It's when he gets up in your face is when he gets really scary. Range 2 is where it gets scary because now you have to worry about vortexes, you have to worry about electric wind guy fist, you have to worry about moves like back four catching you for stepping, you have to worry about these things. But when you're at range 3 or like right up on him and you're doing your offense, you're forcing his hand. He can't really do much. But this is a combination of matchup knowledge, experience, and actually timing and spacing shit. But in this game, you don't have to do that.
What's up with parries? Are those good? Sabakis. How do I throw break? How do I break 1-2, 1+2 throws? How do I do a low parry? Learning defense is the PhD in Tekken. Learning offense is a 7-week course internship at your local fucking grocery store. Defense is the PhD of Tekken. And that's why I said it's never been harder to achieve that PhD than it is in Tekken 8. So yeah, that's all I was trying to say. Yeah, this game is unbelievably fucking difficult. If you're an intermediate player, unless you have a really good mental and you can relax, you're gonna go insane. Because you're gonna be so overwhelmed. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. My defense is insanely good. I defend my virginity from women really good. You are
all right. That's enough of me, man, bro. That's enough. My God, that was I don't know what to say to that. That was just a whole bunch of bullshit. What do you guys take on what the main man Sweet said? I want to hear you guys take. Like, am I tripping or does it sound like a bunch of bullshit? Maybe I'm just tripping. But to me, it just sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit. This is the same guy that said that Tekken 8 is so much better than Tekken 7. This is the same guy that denounced Tag 2 like it was the worst thing on the planet, like it's the Antichrist or something. It's just hard for me to take anything that he says seriously at this point because he's constantly shilling for the game, no matter what happens. To me, when he talks, it's just no integrity whatsoever. Like, there's no integrity to what he's saying. He's just saying whatever feels good at the moment, whatever's gonna get him the bag. But at what point are you actually gonna be honest? But if you know that you be honest, that means it's gonna hurt your pockets. But people will sit up here and eat up what the main man Sweet has to say 24/7 instead of just critically thinking like, wait a minute. The experience that he's talking about does not match the daily anecdotal experience that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. It just doesn't. It's fucking wild. I kind of want to interview people now at this point. Like I'm tired of well, I'm not tired. This is fun, but like I actually want to interview people and see what their thoughts are. Like I want to understand their mind process and why they think the way they do when it comes down to this game. You say he said a whole bunch of nothing, Burger. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. A whole bunch of nothing, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, you have to be a pro level player to play defense in this game. That shouldn't be the case. The fact that you can't actively express yourself in defense is a bad thing. There needs to be balancing. If you're gonna, and I've been saying this since like day one, I'm just gonna start recording. I've been saying this since day one when it came down to the Tekken 8. If you're going to add a whole bunch of things that are offensively based in the game, to make it fair on both ends, to the fact that it's playable, you should add some defensive options where you just can't get bulldozed by an opponent that didn't take the time to actually study the game. The problem with Tekken 8 is, yes, you can get away from these things, but it's extremely hard. The problem is the fact that you have to spend hours labbing a couple of moves that are essentially overpowered, that are multifunctional and have multi-purposes, versus the person doing the move and they're just hitting a couple of buttons. That is not difficulty, that's just retarded, that's stupid. I read somewhere that Tekken 8 is hard for the wrong reason. Exactly, that's the best way to put it. Yes, Tekken 8 is hard for the wrong reasons. It's not hard based off a skill level. That's not the problem. It's hard based off the balancing of the game. That's what makes Tekken 8 hard. But when people think of hard, they automatically assume that that means skill level or that it's skill based. No. It's that the balancing is so bad in this game that it makes it horribly leaning offensively than defensively. You can't do anything. But that's been a thing with a lot of fighting games recently, rather it be Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. It's extremely offensive based and you have no options. They know if they buff defense, a lot of players would struggle because you can't be mindless with offense, of course. But that's the whole point. You're supposed to be fighting like you're in a telephone booth. You're not supposed to think when you play Tekken 8. Matter of fact, I started doing a lot better when I played that game. The moment I stopped thinking, I used to get mad. I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm playing, let's say King, and I know the King matchup. I know like the back of my hand. I know that sidestepping King right avoids a lot of the moves, right? But what happens when you start adding tracking throws? The whole purpose of me fighting King is to stay in the range 2 to range 3. I do not want to be up close because one, his mids are way too good. His throw game is extremely powerful. His lows aren't the best, but they're good enough. I don't want to be up close against him. But his whiff punishment game isn't the best. People don't know that about King, but his whiff punishment game isn't the best. But they gave him an excellent whiff punisher with forward 2-1. That's a heat engager that automatically guarantees a mix-up. That if you just go and do the heat smash, you're now plus 1,000, and that's another mix. This is the shit I be talking about when I say that the game is fucking horribly balanced when it comes down to offense. And nobody ever wants to just admit it. The game, except pro players, they just don't want to admit that, yo, this is fucking stupid. The amount of stress it requires to play defense in this game versus offense is fucking astronomical. It should never be that way. So let's go back to that King situation. After you block all that and you're in another 50-50 after he does the heat smash and he's running at you, right? It not like the move just ends right there. No, he's running at you, and now you have a three-way guess between a low, a homing mid, and a grab that's unbreakable. A three-way guess. If you duck and you can't get counter hit by the one, you get launched. If you duck and he does the fucking homing move, you get hit. If you try to sidestep, you don't have enough frames to sidestep anyway, but you're still going to get hit. If you try to power crush and he goes for the grab, you get grabbed. So you're in a three-way mix-up where it's heavily in the offensive player's favor at all times in this. Nothing throughout that scenario or that sequence where you get a real chance to get out of it. Your only chance was maybe sidestepping the heat smash. Maybe. But that's extremely risky trying to sidestep that. The risk versus the roll, it's just not fucking worth it. So let's say you do sidestep, cancel, and block, and you just magically sidestep it. Well, thank you. You got a 1 out of 100. Or maybe let's say a 10 out of 100. You got a 10% chance of getting that, especially playing online with lag. Now let's add to the fact that if you sidestep block and you do block it, you're still back in that three-way mix-up I just talked about. So at what point is that fucking fair, and at what point does that make sense? See, if you take Tekken 7 King, right, he still had that forward 2-1 whiff punisher, but it didn't do as much damage. By the time he hits you, it's damn near a neutral reset if you just quick rise. The only time forward 2-1 is extremely dangerous is at the wall because it wall splats. But in Tekken 8, that's not the case. Let's take Law, for example. Let's take forward 3. Why is that move safe? Or if it isn't safe, you barely get a punish. In Tekken 7, if you did that exact same move, you're getting launched. But in Tekken 8, that same forward 3 Dragon Cannon, that shit is not only a shit ton of damage, it goes straight into fucking heat, and now you have to fucking guess. And not only do you have to guess, you have to worry about his overpowered ass moveset. How does that make sense? How is that making the game extremely difficult? That's just making it overbearing on defense. And the thing about it is they wanted to punish you for being defensive anyway. They said that when the game came out. I'm trying to figure out why people are so disavowed when it comes down to this game. I'm like, they told you it was going to be like this since day one. What more do you want me to say? Let's take a character like, let's say Paul, right? Paul traditionally, no matter what people think, Paul is definitely a defensive character, right? So the whole purpose of Paul is at range 0, he gets a massive threat because you have to worry about Demo Man, and this is just high risk offense, by the way. Demo Man, or you have to worry about Death Fist. Death Fist is a launch punish depending on what kind of character you have and the spacing. And Demo Man is a launch punish if you block it. Problem comes into play is what happens when he has heat? What happens then? So let's just say he gets, I don't know, what's one of his heat engagers in T8? I forgot. I haven't played the game in a while. Damn, I really forgot I haven't played the game in forever. Well, let's just say he gets a heat engage. And then he runs up at you, and now you're in a 50-50, and you really have to guess. I pray to God you guess right. Because if your stupid ass go and duck, you're dead. Because guess what? If he hits you with that Death Fist in heat, that's a heat dash into a full combo, because that makes fucking sense. Because he needs that. Not to mention the wall carry and the extended combos. Let's take a character like Jin. Why the fuck does Jin have everything and some? You got hit with forward too? Oh no, fuck that. Heat engage. Oh, you thought the combo was over? It goes in and some more, and you still got a character that has a hell sweep. That makes you fucking guess, because that makes sense. But the thing about it is, y'all will listen to people like the main man Sweden and let him just spit this nonsense about this damn game that I just can't fathom that. The fact that y'all just listen to this shit and y'all listen to it and then y'all will play the game and then everything that he says does not correspond with how the experience that you get on the game when you play it. And even he can't say that because the only thing that he mentioned when he was talking in that video was pro level players. That just help me understand, please. Help me understand. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm not a pro player, but I do understand the experience of the average player. And if I have to say that the game fucking sucks and defense needs to be buffed, this game can still have difficulty and add defense. Let's take Heihachi, for example. Why the fuck does he have stance transitions? Why the fuck does this character have warrior instinct and he still has installs? And on top of that, he still has he has heat. Why does he have these things? Why is he able to take away fucking all my health, all recoverable health when he's in fucking warrior instinct and do extra damage? And properties on move have changed, so now you have to worry about the other moves. You have to remember that he's in warrior instinct. You have to remember that the properties on certain moves have changed. Why is that a thing? And why would anybody want to play this? Don't get me wrong, Heihachi in Tekken 7 was annoying, but he wasn't this. Heihachi was manageable. If the person didn't know what the fuck they was doing with Heihachi, you gonna get your ass whooped. The same thing with a lot of characters in Tekken 7. That's why a lot of people didn't make it past them damn blue ranks. If you did not know what you were doing and you're going against a more skilled opponent, you fucking lose. Tekken 8 is not that. There are plenty of people that should not be winning that are winning. You said, I wonder what's going to happen in Tekken 9 after everybody used to playing boss versions of their character. The same shit. They're gonna even make an even more boss version of that character. That's all they're gonna do. They're gonna keep milking it until they can't do it anymore. Will they keep heat or what? They probably will. And the reason why they probably will keep heat is because no matter how much people hate it, y'all are still playing the game. So what incentive do they do? They have to take it away. For most people, here's the thing. Most people complain about heat, and I know it's gonna be like crazy for y'all, but most people complain about heat. They actually benefit from it. Let me tell you why. Most of the players suck. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a main man Swede. I'm not here to coddle your feelings or whatever. Most players, they're fucking ass. So you take away a huge incentive to be extremely offensive, and you can just do shit with damn near little to no consequence. You take that out. So if you take that out, that means you have to actually use the moves and place them properly. You take out the installs, you take out the heat system, so you have bare bones Tekken. Do you understand how many people will lose? Do you understand how many people have won exclusively the heat? Not because they were the better player, not because they made the right reads, not because they had proper spacing and timing. It's because they use heat. They hit him one time, he dies. They don't deserve a Tekken 9 at this point, honestly. They don't. Is it going to happen? Probably. I'm banking on it. With the route that Tekken 8 is going, I'm banking on it because people are fucking addicted to this game and I just don't understand why. Think about it. Heat has saved so many players' asses and they're not willing to admit it. So a lot of the people that are complaining about heat are the direct beneficiaries of heat. There are certain players that I used to play that are Tekken gods now that I used to smoke them in Tekken 7. I still do, but I know for a fact that they would be hard stuck like Divine Ruler in Tekken 7. And Tekken 7 had this bullshit, but the thing about it is, with the rage drive, that shit is just fucking heat system on. It's his heat system now. It's rage drives on steroids. They gonna keep playing again, keep getting stressed. Exactly. Because that makes fucking sense. Why would I want to get laid when I can play Tekken 8 and be stressed out? Why would I go and actually, think for myself when I can just listen to my favorite content creator and not think at all? Fuck am I thinking for? I don't understand. Like, I would like to have an interview with Harada. I would like to have if you know a content creator that defends Tekken, like crazy defense Tekken, tell them to hit me up and tell them that I would love to interview you, because I would love to pick your brain. I would love to spark a debate on why you think this game is great and why it is what it is. Unless it's Moonsault Slayer. That's the only person I refuse to speak to, because that kid is a fucking idiot. I don't care what you say. That nigga chews on crayons for breakfast. Like that, he's fucking retarded. Now, I'm probably going to end up posting this on Twitter, and I'm probably going to end up getting a lot of backlash, and I don't give a fuck. He's fucking retarded, and he spreads a lot of misinformation. It just is what it is. You said Tekken is these people's lives, and I understand that. Remember my last stream when I was responding to the Buff Guy video, and the dude literally said that the game is fucking with my family life. I'm like, bro, get off the game. It's never that fucking deep. You have an audience. You have like 5 times subscribers. I have. Dude, just fucking talk to people. To me, this is more fun than me actually playing the game. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to play games. Don't get it twisted. I'm going to play games. I'm not going to play that. But this is more entertaining for me right now than actually playing the fucking game. Watching people stress the fuck out over this shit is actually amazing to me. I could never have this game as my life. Don't get me wrong, I love Tekken. I love the franchise, but I just can't have it as my fucking life. I can't. Yep, we talked about 11. Talked about it. I told your chat he streamed for 11 hours that day. He streamed for 11 fucking hours? You're fucking with me. How the fuck do? There's only 24 hours in a day. You literally spent 45% of your day streaming. Yo, that's fucking crazy. You said it's sad because Tekken is neglecting his own legacy? Of course they are. The developer. Here's the thing about the Tekken, right? Developers are not playing their game. If the if we sat the developers down right now and tell them you have to play your game for a week and let them deal with what we have to deal with on a consistent basis, I promise you we'll get a different game. He said I left his stream for hours, came back, he was still on it, bro. That I respect the grind, but absolutely not. 11 hours. Bro, I'm about to cut my stream off in a couple of minutes. 11 hours is crazy. Same here. Same here, dude. Like, bro, it's just so many other things that you can possibly be doing with your day instead of just playing the game all day. And granted, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of people make money off of this shit. Now, if you're making your bread, I can't hate on you. But that's still like 11 hours, bro. That's more than my work shift. Like, that dude done streamed my work shift and some. There ain't no way Tekken is that fucking fun. Imagine playing Tekken for 11 hours straight. That's fucking insanity. I don't believe that. I gotta see that. Hold on. I gotta see that for myself, guys. Hold on. I don't believe that. 6 hours, 5 hours. You wasn't kidding. Y'all weren't kidding. This was a week ago. Niggas out here doing them 12 to 12s with tech. That's fucking insanity. No fucking way. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be rude by saying this, but he's not buff. That picture, he's fat. Bro, 11 hours. I thought only niggas like Red Ranger Power Up did shit like this. You did 11 hours for 2.1K views? This can't be life, man. Hold on. Maybe it wasn't Tekken the entire time. Okay, look. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. This nigga's not buff. He's overweight. I'm not buff either. I'm what you called I'm shredded, but he's overweight. That's what he is. Night Shift on Tekken is wild. I'm looking through it. It's nothing but Tekken. It's literally nothing but this game. Oh my fucking God. The fuck was that move? Bro, ain't no way. What the fuck is that outfit? Oh my God. And you know what's crazy about this statement is? Like, what about this is? When I see the people that subscribe to my channel on this dude's channel, I mean, you're free to subscribe to who you want. It just scares me. I'm like, so you literally only watch Tekken. That's it. Nothing else but this damn game. My man dead up here, sat up here and played this game for 11 hours straight. Bruh. This ain't a one-time occurrence either. 9 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours. Bro, what the fuck is this? This is why my channel ain't fucking growing. I'm not streaming fucking 1,000 hours a damn day. Hey, y'all, this what I gotta do to grow? I gotta stream for y'all 10 hours a day? No, that's fucking crazy, man. Oh, I remember this dude. Yeah, he said Tekken is lifestyle on the UK dude's podcast. Tekken is a lifestyle is an insane statement. That's a crazy statement. I love Tekken. That shit is like me in the morning, man. That shit is your life. Oh my God. I'm not even trying to be funny or anything. I just don't see how they do it. I don't see how they do it either. I don't see how they do it. It's fucking crazy. People doing 9 to 5 on Tekken, exactly. Bro, the buff guy is wild, bro. I'm telling y'all, ain't no fucking way, dude. Bruh. He's literally a better version of this guy. Hold on, let me look him up. Viper, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream, bro. He's literally a more popular version of this dude. Look at his shit. 5 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. Bro, what the fuck? 6 hours. 11 hours, 11 hours. 10 hours. Bro, this game is not that Bro, this game is not that fucking good, bro. There's just no way y'all think this game is that fucking good where it requires 10 hours, 9 hours, 11 hours of your life in one sitting. In one sitting. I'm struggling to get past 3 hours of streaming in one day, but here's the thing, all right? I've done 11-hour, 12-hour streams before, but this was a challenge. This is not something I do on the regular. And I was playing like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And I will never do that shit again because I was fucking tired. It's for real. It's not that fun. Ranked has no infinite rematch. Bro. I just don't get it. Bro, we have to do better, bro. I want to go on Twitch real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna go on Twitch. I want to see something. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is goated. I want to see something. Like, I just want to make sure I'm not fucking tripping. Okay. I'm just clicking the category, bro. I have to see something. I gotta see something before I go to bed. Right? So here's Tekken, right? So right now this game has 1.2k viewers. 1.2k viewers, right? And the top viewers is like King J and bro, most of these dudes are not even averaging no views, bro. This is rough out here, man. I want to check the bottom because that's where the good shit at. 4 views, 4 views, 4 views, 3 views, 4 views. I'm gonna click this guy. I'm just gonna be a dick. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to be a dick. Do any one of y'all strive to look like this guy? I'm not the best looking motherfucker in the world, right? But look at it. I'm in the way, my fault. Let me take my camera off real quick. Let me take my camera off real quick. Let me take my camera off real quick, bro. Look at it. This what you want to be? Look at him. This is what Tekken does to people. Let's try another one. Maybe I just picked the wrong one. Let's try another one with a face cam. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this guy. He got 3 viewers. Okay, we got the Kendrick Lamar, we got the Biggie, and we got the J. Cole in the background. Fucks with it. But nah. You want to be a Asuka and Reina player? Look, I just sound like a hating ass nigga at this point, but fuck it. This right here is a social experiment. This is what the Tekken does to you. When you play this shit too much, this is what happens to you. Let's find another one. Again, maybe I'm tripping. Let's try to find one that looks like a regular human being. He looks pretty cool. He's not even playing the fucking game. Oh, somebody's playing the game. Yeah, his overlay was cold though. His overlay was cold. I fucks with it. This is what y'all inspired to be, bro. This is the Tekken. Bro, what's up with this long ass ad? This what y'all want to be? This what y'all want to be? Y'all want to be this shit. This is what y'all want to fucking be. Y'all want to be VTubers of fucking like girls, like of underage women. This is what it boils down to. This is the Tekken community right here. This y'all shit? This y'all jam? Come on, chat, talk to me. This y'all shit right here? This what y'all want to be? And all the neutral skips, people, I want to move out the way of 50-50. Yes, exactly. Yeah, neutral skips is crazy in this game. Bro, this what niggas want to be, bro. What's up, Sand King? Appreciate the $10, bro. This what niggas want to be, bro. Niggas can be out here actually like making bread, you know, honest living, and niggas want to be this shit. Let's try somebody else, man. Maybe I'm fucking tripping, man. Ain't too many people streaming this trash ass game. Let's try this guy. He looks like a normal person. Oh God. This what y'all trying to be? This where it's at? This is Tekken? This shit fire? Y'all going out like this, bro? Tracking long range mids or safe on block has to go exactly. Let's try another one. Let's try another one. Maybe I'm just tripping, bro. Let me try to find another one. Well, what the hell? Why every nigga playing a bitch, man? Bruh. So I guess they got the normal people look at the top or some shit. He seems pretty fucking normal. Stream is choppy as hell though. And it was crazy as this is proving my point about what I meant by the average player. The average player is not what the main man Sweet is fucking talking about. That nigga's talking about the best of the fucking best. Why do I gotta feel like this some horn dog shit? I'm scared to press this. I am scared to press. I'm not pressing that. He ain't got no face on. Bro, this what y'all trying to be, dead ass, bro. This is Tekken community. He said female characters rule Tekken 8. Have you seen their movement? Of course, Lily, nigga. Lily movement is fucking crazy. But bro, this is y'all. This is Tekken community, bro. This y'all. Niggas out here weebed out, bro. Ain't got a whiff of pussy, bro. What the fuck is this shit? I'm out of here, bro. Let me find something else, man. And I just want this y'all, bro. This fucking y'all, bro. Yeah, I see why I was shown from Tekken 8, bro. I see why I was shown from Tekken 8 community, bro. I see why, bro. This shit, hell no. Bro, calling me a part of the Tekken community would be disrespectful for me at this point, bro. Don't do that. Look, this is what the community is, bro. This is y'all. This is what y'all be doing. Can't do it, bro. Just one normal person and I'm out of here, I promise. Just one normal person, bro. Just one normal person and I'm out of here, dog. I promise you. Just one normal guy. He looks pretty fucking normal. Let's see.
Booking.com has all kinds
we
of
got a
states.
fucking ad. Appreciate you, Twitch. Oh my god, bro. Tekken 8, y'all. See, this guy looks like a normal person, like a normal human being that's actually touched a woman before. Thank God. God is good, bro. A normal person, decent looking chat, decent looking stream, pretty decent rank. You know, that was stupid to do, but you all right. You got hit for it. Yeah. Okay, we're done streaming for today. Like we saw a normal person. His stream is. You know what? Just because the stream looks and he got the most, of course, and he just started. You know what? Just for him being fucking normal and not being weird, I'm gonna give him a follow. All the time, bro. All the time he is good, man. I had to give him a follow, bro. Cause niggas out here is fucking weird. Like thank you for, you know, like giving me faith to humanity. But we go full screen, bro. Y'all know what time it is. He said on the removing execution stuff, they need to have both stuff, hard stuff, experienced players, and easy stuff for casuals. You talking about Street Fighter 4? That's Street Fighter 4. That was the form of Street Fighter 4. They had the hard combos for if you want the damage, the high damage, and they had the easy shit if you were not execution heavy. Yeah, welcome to Tekken 8. Brain dead. Oh shit, they just changed my shit. But all right, guys, it's been a good stream. I've been streaming for about 2 hours now. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content today. Look forward to more streams. Look forward to more content, bro. Check me out on Twitter, bro. I be letting niggas have it on Twitter if you want to see that. I actually say how I actually feel because on YouTube they kind of soft. But with all that being said, man, I'm gonna catch